guess since you have two different types of customers, I'd love to hear just like the explicit pitch for both of them.
Yeah. So if you're a lab, if you work with us, you can get data that's much higher diversity, much more based in real data assets, and much quicker than basically any vendor on the market. And if you're a company that is looking to get into building environments or looking to get into the data space in general, we offer the best terms. Or basically, we're the only people who will offer you any terms right now. But in general, like we've always tried to pass as much of the money we get from labs back to our users.
Aren't there a lot of like private equity owned companies and businesses like that that have all this data and they have the notion they should try to sell it, but they're not sure how? You guys are the way, right?
Yeah, so right now we've started with like sort of like consultancies, and that's where we're growing really
Yeah.
fast. But I think that the next wave is like, yeah, if you're a company that has just acquired a bunch of companies, and you're probably sitting actually on a data gold mine. And if you contact us, and we can sort of send some people to look at your data and be like, okay, actually, you can make very quality environments out of this. There's definitely a lot of value that can be captured here.
Yeah, and sort of fundamentally, if we think about what the labs need, they need their models to be performant on enterprise contexts. And if you're able to provide this kind of data, in an anonymized form, in any kind of form that the labs can then train on, that's the perfect kind of data for the labs as well.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, think about the margins on selling this type of data for an existing business. Like you can make a lot of businesses like a ton of profit, basically. Like you're a vessel to create an immense amount of profit kind of right out of the gate.
Yeah, you totally changed the margin structure. So prior to HUD, I was running a private equity owned company, and this was like a 30-year-old brand with tons of code bases. I mean, if you can take your existing data assets and get another 1 to 2 million a year, that like changes,
Yeah.
from 20% margin to maybe 40% margin, and yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting analogy is in the 20th century there's countries that found out they had a bunch of oil and they became multi-trillion dollar economies overnight. I think we're seeing this happen with companies where it's like you have companies that have really great code bases or really great operational data, and then we go and we appraise them, and then it turns out they're sitting on several $1 million worth of data, which can change the business overnight.